Stan Peace was an unimportant shop steward in the Distributive Workers' Union. Someone's battered him to death. Who? At last, I've got a fairly good idea who it is. It's the same person who murdered Dave Abbott, forced Ella Peace into suicide, and blackmailed Harry Ainsworth, the communist official. What I haven't quite sorted out yet is the motive. And I'm a bit short on evidence, too. The other problem is the psychopath responsible for all this has got me strapped to a bed in the middle of nowhere.
Well, well, well. This is where I gnaw my way through the ropes.
Wait behind the door.
And spring out on my evil captors.
Yeah. They done you up like a chicken.
Didn't they just? Where am I?
In the country.
I see.
I'm supposed to top you.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I don't like it.
I think you're right. Could you forgive yourself?
No, no, no. The security's bloody amateur. The money's never been right.
Well, my worth is seriously undervalued.
There's supposed to be someone here. It's very amateur.
I quite agree.
Did you get a look at the geezer who brought you out here? No, you wouldn't, would you? What you done then?
No, no.
No. Well, I ain't gonna do the job. And anyway, like I said, money's not right.
Well, as I say, if the money isn't right...
You won't touch it, will you? This is it. See ya.
Oi!
Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Oh. Hello? Anybody at home? Hello? Hello? May I come in? Yes, please do. Oh. Hello? In here. Oh. Huh. Good morning.
Morning.
Can I help you in any way?
You could untie me.
Oh, but of course. Tell me, was it for a bet?
That's right.
Yes, I heard you calling. There's never normally anyone up here, you see. So I thought it particularly odd. In the morning, I walk my dog, Mason here.
Terrific.
Look, have you talked to the police?
Well,
You haven't seen me, OK? And that goes for the police, for Tom, and for anyone else as far as that's concerned. I just want to pick up a couple of things from the flat.
If you say so. Where will you be if I get rung or asked?
Dead.
Nice.
Load of garbage. Look, Kaz, this is the 5th time. Take her by the waist. Look, take her by the waist. Now, when you get her back, break her back and throw. Make it violent. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, look. Harry, so, this grip. Come on. Now, firm. And E. 1, 2, 3, 4. From the strut, Eric.
Don't clap too loud. Very old building.
How does this tie in with industrial relations?
Oh, the waiters are very militant. T&G. Well, actually, it's one waiter, old Frederico there. It's a great story. The show can't go on. They want to fire the poor bastard.
I need somewhere to stay for a few days.
You want to avail yourself of the facilities offered by my Dasha? What's happened to you? You all right?
Someone tried to top me.
When?
Well, last night, now before I get confused.
Why now?
Why, indeed? Because Ella Peace is dead.
Huh?
And I think I know whose bright idea it was.
Who?
I never reveal my sources. I need some help. I need some idea as to what Prothero might be up to at Newlands, and I need to talk to a guy called Gab Johnson. ETU, probably. He was at Ruskin with Peace and the others.
I've got some way with Prothero.
How far?
And the government have told Newlands to come up with some scheme or there'll be no more money. Our spies tell me that's exactly what Prothero and our friends at Amtro intend to do.
Yes.
With the last traces of the DWU's obstinacy wiped out, I think they'll bloody do it and all.
What's the scheme?
Well, there are, as they say, conflicting reports. But you find me on my way to the TUC conference. Have it in mind to ask Prothero a few questions face to face, as it were. Come with me.
And I can stay?
My Dasha is at your disposal, young man. You haven't met Mission Control, have you?
Who's Mission Control?
My wife.
Paul goes away a lot.
Yes? Well, I'm packed. How about you?
It's terrible, the TUC.
Are you against the unions?
No, I mean the drunkenness.
It's not as bad as the Scottish TUC.
Well, what happens there, then?
Complete and utter drunkenness. Eat, can't you?
She has me bleeped, you know.
Paul tells me you're a private investigator.
That's it.
Must be interesting.
It is. You shall have to be very careful with Comrade Prothero.
Oh, you think he's our man now, do you, Paul? Ruthless, power-hungry, reactionary. I knew you'd come round to it.
And you've gone off it?
I have.
It all sounds very peculiar to me.
They serve a lovely drop of bitter here, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, so strong. Don't have to bother with spirits.
Is that a hint?
No, Prothero first. I'll call him up.
Hello, can I help you?
Oh, room 512, please.
I'm trying to connect you.
Yes?
Oh, Mr. Prothero, Paul Tucker here.
I've got nothing to say.
Yes, I know. Mr. Prothero, I wanted to talk to you about something concerning a company called Amtro
Amtro?
Yes, Amtro Properties. Can I have a few moments of your time? Yes? I'll come straight up. Shitting bricks. Good evening, madam.
Who's your friend?
A friend.
Listen,
I thought you might see us this time. They've been pressurizing you.
Have who been
They must
pressurising
have
you?
scared you when Abbott was killed.
Are they promising to do the same favour for you, Mr. Prothero?
Now, who the hell are you?
I'm a friend of Stan Peace. I suppose Abbott was wildly out of line, bit of a risk. Now, you look a safer proposition. Oh, you don't mind being on the take, doing what you can for your mates in the property line, but killing people isn't exactly your style, is it?
Are you threatening me, young man?
Mr. Prothero, we understand a wholly owned subsidiary of the Amtro group of companies has put in a bid for the Newland site, and that bid may win government approval, i.e. several million quid.
I don't think that's much of a secret anymore, is it?
We want to know the name of the company.
You can't tie me to any of this. I'm in the clear as far as all these dealings are concerned. The worst you can do is to spread your nasty little innuendos
As
about
far
some
as we
greasy little...
see it, whoever's getting heavy at Amtro has already got a lot too heavy for you. Anyway, I've come to the conclusion that a lot of this mess has been caused by what we might call personal considerations. Maybe Amtro wouldn't be too distressed at the thought of unloading this certain person.
Who is?
That's the one.
Well, who is
This is
it?
personal, Paul, okay? If you give me back that piece of paper, please. Now, all I need now is the name of the company.
Am I allowed to hear this, or do I have to leave the room?
Well, you can hear it if you like. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Charles, what the...
I told you, Paul, this is personal. You've led me to the man. Now leave it to me, okay?
It'll be public knowledge shortly, anyway. The name of the company is New Line Properties, a wholly owned subsidiary of Amtro UK Limited. So what? The deal is that New Line should buy into property of Newlands, and some development on the site should be made wholly over to them. The charm, as far as we are concerned, is that there is in the scheme scope for continued car production at Newlands, albeit of a somewhat different nature. Amtro, in turn, have links overseas, and we understand a Japanese group of motor manufacturers are interested in setting up production at the Newlands site.
Provided it can be sold to the unions.
Oh, it's as good as sold, Mr. Tucker.
Quite a lot of money.
A fair amount.
But not worth killing for, eh, Mr. Prothero? Your hands are clean anyway, aren't they? This sort of thing happens every day.
Oh, I wouldn't say.
Personal. I kept thinking this was a matter of national importance. Corruption. Men in trophies doing deals. But this murder wasn't simply about corruption. Corruption's the way this country's run, eh, Mr. Prothero?
Best of luck with your inquiries, Mr.
Alexander. Charlie Alexander. Tell your friend I'll be calling on a Mr. Johnson. Gab Johnson. I could get to dislike you, you know that?
Charles.
Oh,
Hi.
what happened to you?
Argument with the door.
Saul's away.
So your Filipino told me.
Charlie,
I haven't come to fight, I've come to see the kids.
why? Are you going away or what?
I might.
You better come in.
What do you do in here? Hold bicycle races?
We welcome people.
Welcome me. Welcome me.
I just did.
Easy to get lost.
Ben's at school.
I'll wait.
Didn't know you were interested in the other two.
They improve with absence.
So do you.
Oh, don't say it like that.
Sorry to hear about your friend.
So was I.
I was, Charlie.
That's me. Meet someone, then 6 months later.
Saul was upset.
Yeah,
Yes, really. Can't imagine.
can.
He's had a hard time, Saul. He's knocked around the world, hasn't always had money. He's a bit like you.
Everyone's a bit like me. Live on his nerves, does he, you new bloke?
Why do you?
You don't have to sell him to me, you know.
don't trust anyone, do you?
No.
What was it like with Alan?
Oh, it was okay at first. First it was great, and then... Well, it was just like it was with you. I couldn't do bugger all. Couldn't do anything.
Shut up.
Kept asking me what was wrong. I never told her I was used to it. I half expected it. I thought she might feel she was in some kind of queue. Charlie does this with all the girls. Or rather, Charlie doesn't do it with any of the girls. It was a screw-up from the very beginning. I can't tell you how screwed up it was.
Look, it's often not easy for me. Saul's away a lot. I don't know where he goes or what he does.
Would you like to show me around the place?
Would you like to see it?
I'd love to.
Look, it wasn't just that problem with us, Charlie. I always felt you wanted to hold something back from me, that you didn't want to tell me everything.
I'm a reformed character now.
Yes.
I'm open and frank with everyone I meet. That's why I'm going out of business.
Come on, then. Saul's study.
You through all the ages.
Here's him. Wasn't he a yob when he was younger?
Wasn't he just?
Fancied himself, I think.
Here's another one of you.
Yes.
Where'd you put the ones of me?
I kept them.
Not for public display.
I'm afraid not.
Susan?
Yes?
I'd like to see the kids.
I'll get them. Look, this is all I wanted. To be friends.
Sure.
I thought you were dead.
You hadn't seen me.
There was a bloke round after you.
Yes?
Didn't like the look of him. You were on the telly as missing. We were most impressed, I must say.
You like the hat?
Quite the master of disguise, ain't you?
Carlos the Jackal, that's me. This bloke, he tried your door, did he?
Yours first, then mine.
Thanks, Maggie. Oh, how's Tom?
I wouldn't say it was easy for him.
No, I wouldn't say so.
When are you thinking of coming back to life?
Soon.
Where are you off to now, then?
Going to see an electrician?
Rewiring?
No, I want to talk to him about a photograph.
Nice.
Hi, I'm looking for Gav Johnson.
Isn't everybody so we? Know the name, can't put a face to it.
What does he do here, then?
Bugger all.
You're not admirers.
Well, to be honest, he's a bit of a racist, his old Gav.
So there's two things he doesn't like. The colour bar and niggers. Isn't he the steward here? He is, but he can't stand black bastards like him. What's up then, Gun? I want to talk to him about the union.
Greedy lot of bastards.
You're not in it, then?
Of course I'm in it, but they're a greedy lot of bastards.
Oh, you mean you're a greedy lot of bastards?
Listen, if you want Gav Johnson, you better get a move on. Two guys just called for him, said it was urgent.
I hope you're Gab Johnson.
What do you want?
I'm told you've got a great memory.
What do you want with my memory?
I want to jog it.
Jog away, mate.
No!
Morning. I'm looking for the officers of New Line Properties.
Have you an appointment, sir?
I'm afraid not.
I'm sorry, we can't let you in without an appointment. There's nobody there, just a phone.
Stick 'em up, partner. Saul. Isn't that what detectives say? We hardly ever carry guns. What brings you here? I was looking for New Line Properties, but they seem not to be at home. I'm after them and all, yeah? They're rather a bent bunch. Owe me money. Oh, I wouldn't like to owe you money, Saul. No. You fancy a drink? Fine. Very place, round the corner. Last place you recommended, I got jumped on. Where was that, then? Julie's place. I remember. What happens here, then? Oh, very little, as I recall. Let's go.
Bye, Mr. Newham.
See you, Sid.
How's Susan?
Fine. Just fine.
The kids? They're fine. Just fine. And you? Oh, I'm fine. Perfectly fine. You should come down more. I should, but I'm a bit busy, that's it. Question of Mr. Peace. Solved. Yes? Who done it? That would be telling. I'm always amazed, you know, reading that people ever get done. It must be so difficult, really, to prove anything. Oh, I never worry about proof. Very reassuring for your clients. Oh, my clients never bother with anything so boring as proof. They usually want something more specific, like a lost dog or a woman or justice. Oh, that. I always thought that the Anglo-Saxon system was best. I've raped your daughter. Fine. Give me 2 pigs or let me cut off your ear. Buying people off, really. I do quite a lot of that. Yeah. Sweetening people for a deal. Whatever. Oh, nobody's ever offered to buy me off. I'm very glad to hear it. I'm sure they think you're incorruptible. Oh, I just never fancy being bought off, that's all. Thank God I don't have to do business with you. Oh, you will, Saul, you will. Why don't you come down this weekend? Love to. Not sure where Sue will be. That's okay. Lovely. See you at the weekend, then.
Can you make any statements? Negotiations between you and the transport workers? The development deal between 12 and Newland. Can you comment on this, sir? Mr. Prothero, have you anything to say regarding his development? Have you sold the workers up the river by accepting the company?
What am I doing here? What's it all about, anyway?
Harry's at a meeting here. Discussions on the Amtro group.
No, I don't see what...
Paul.
For what?
Bringing you here, young man.
Come on, let's move outside, away from that lot.
How are the Bulgars?
Silence. Nothing but silence.
Maybe they've sorted themselves out. Maybe kindly old comrade Fatoya, the secret policeman.
We didn't get you here to talk about that, Charlie.
What are we here to talk about?
Prothero.
What about him?
Mr. Alexander, Ray Prothero is proposing to put 1/3 of the Newlands workforce on a scrap heap. He's proposing to liquidate his own bloody union. Anything to push through a deal that stands to make him and a property company a great deal of money.
And if you could prove that he'd had somebody topped, the way would be clear for true socialist
Listen, young man, your responsibility
No, you listen to me. You're only a left-wing politician instead of a right-wing politician. My job, as I told you a long time ago, is simply to provide information. What people do with it is their own affair.
If it wasn't Prothero, who was it?
It's personal, okay? It's to do with nobody but me. I'm sorry, Paul, but it is.
What are you going to do with the guilty party? Cut his throat?
If you like. Hi. Hello. Sue's not here. No? Come in. Thanks.
Drink?
No, thank you.
Mind if I do?
Not at all.
You're a little early.
I like surprising people. It's a very pleasant room.
Isn't it? Do you know, something extraordinary happened.
What?
Well, through there in my study, there are some photographs of me and Sue.
Nice.
Someone nicked two. Just two. One of me, one of her.
How extraordinary. Why are you telling me this?
Well, it happened.
The last time I was here, that's right. It was me who took them.
Sentimental reason.
I took two because I thought you wouldn't miss two. Loss of balance, you know. I wanted to show your picture to a man called Gab Johnson.
Why ever did you want to do that?
It was an old photo. You were quite a wide boy once.
What is all this in, Ada?
Gab Johnson has a very good memory for faces.
Nice for him. Shall we go into the garden?
What happens in the garden?
It was just an idea.
We don't want to mess up the carpet, do we?
No, I'd just make a call.
No. You want to go in the garden? We go in the garden. And you'll walk ahead of me, and you won't make any phone calls.
Won't I? You've actually got a gun.
I'm keeping it for a friend. Now move. Keep ahead of me. Move. Move it! So, you were working in Oxford?
That's where I met Ella. Then she picked up with peace.
Because?
We couldn't live with each other. Couldn't really live apart, come to that.
I think I really knew from the day I brought Ella here. Was it because you could keep an eye on me through her? Is that why you left me alone?
Oh, I left you alone because you were exactly where I wanted you.
Whereas Paul Tucker was getting dangerously close, right? By the time Tucker was back on his feet, the Newlands deal was almost settled, so it didn't matter. That's what it was all about, wasn't it? A property company wanted a piece of a valuable site, and no one wanted any trouble from the union.
Oh, you think that's a motive for murder, do you?
What's for you, you crazy little bastard? You were tied to Grant and his company. You needed them. Are you suffering from what they call a liquidity problem?
I was doing Grant a favor, that was all.
Your fantasy was for Grant's plans for Newlands to be fail-safe. That's where Dave Abbott came in very handy. The Hansback affair was just a smokescreen. You gave Abbott those photographs of Fatoyev and Ainsworth, which you got from some low-level heavy from the Bulgarian embassy that you used to meet in Julie's place. Abbott used them to demoralize the left. He blackmailed Ainsworth and left the way clear for Prothero. Abbott was scared shitless of you. That's why I left all those clues lying around for me. I was his insurance policy.
Some policy.
Well, the left may be in a shambles, but there are still a few awkward bastards left. They're not all dead on their feet. There was Stan Peace. Had he tumbled to your and Abbott's little blackmail number then?
I don't know how he knew. I just got a call to go round there. Well, I got Abbott to take Ella out of the way. Peace was over the moon. At last, he got something on me. He's very obstinate.
Plus, he was married to Ella. You'd never forgiven him for that little business in Oxford, had you?
I loathed that little fucker. I loathed him.
And he loathed you. Knew him. Knew him. That was the last thing Stan said to me. He was trying to say your bloody name.
Well, I haven't got any proof. You've just got a long chain of circumstantial evidence. It was you I heard on the stairs the night I found him.
I'd come back for the address book. Suddenly had a thought my name might be in it. The fright of my life when I saw you.
He was a meticulous little man, was Stanley Peace. You were sure your name was in it, which is why you sent someone to rip it off me. Who gave my name to Peace?
Oh, haven't you worked that one out? It was me, Charlie. I gave your name to Stan Peace. I was with Susan and I'd heard all about you.
But why my name?
Well, it was a kind of joke, Charles. From what I'd heard, you couldn't even look after yourself, let alone anybody else. Anyway, I like the people in my life to coincide.
You told Ella to give my name to Peace and you could hurt me. Because I've been with Susan. You're like a little boy, Saul.
Why don't you put your gun away and go home? You've got a few words spoken by a dying man. A photograph years old of someone, your name in someone's address book. What have the police got? A few dead bodies, assault and battery. After that, a lot of dead history.
You're the coming man, aren't you, Saul?
Oh, I'm unstoppable. All I ask for is a return on my money, and I make sure that I get it, which is more than you or Mr. Peace or the rest of your union dead will ever get. Don't talk to me about hard times.
Ella talked about her and me, did she?
Sure she did. We met. We always met. Why the hell do you think I came to her funeral? You gonna shoot me?
What do you think?
No. She said you were no good at all. Susan didn't, but I guessed it was the same with her. But Ella said it. Right out. Not much cop between the sheets. She's a very direct girl, Ella. We deserve it.
Are you Saul Newham, sir?
What if I am?
We have some questions to ask you, sir.
Yeah?
It's about a van registration number.
NBY34V.
What of it?
We prefer to talk inside, sir, if you don't mind.
What's this about?
It concerns a Mr. Alexander, sir. A Mr. Charles Alexander, a missing person, sir.
Ah.
We did get agreement, did we not, Ray? On 4, 8, 12 and 14, dear. Semi-skilled workers, as discussed in Proposal 8, which you should have before you. And those were the redundancy proposals, were they not?
Well, may I say that sounds most encouraging. It's obviously early days, so expect...
Encouraging? What is this? 4, 8, 12, 14? That's half, that's more than half. That's very nearly 3/4 of our membership. There's another 3 million on the dole out there. What are they going to do? How can you talk so bloody cynically? Did you wait till you'd got amalgamation to throw this one at us, did you? I suppose you reckon you'll disappear in the smoke. How much are Antro Property Limited paying you? Would you have done this if we still had the union, eh?
I am not best pleased with
No, but you'll be okay, won't you? You and Antro Property Limited walk clean away.
May we know who you are?
Ainsworth. Harry Ainsworth. National Organiser, Distributive Workers Union.
Mr. Ainsworth, as I'm sure Mr. Palmer will remember, was for many years.
I remember Mr. Ainsworth very well. What I wanted to know was what he was up to these days. Apart from drinking before meetings.
As the Distributive Workers Union will cease to exist as an independent body from midnight on Tuesday...
He's out of a job.
He has not yet been absorbed as a result of the amalgamation.
It's not quite clear to me, Mr. Ainsworth. Just who are you speaking for?
I'm speaking for the blokes out there, if you want to know. Not for a union that's been run into the ground by people like there are in this room. And the likes of Antro UK Limited.
I think you'd best take a break, Harry.
Yes, I'll take a break, all right. I should think you lot will reach agreement fairly easily, won't you? You'd sell your own grandmothers if you thought it'd help with the mortgage payments. Oh. Miya-sama! Miya-sama! Lord Prothero, we're investigating you and your friends, and you won't get away with it.
Can I sit down?
Oh, most certainly. Drink?
Please. We hear you've sleuthed well.
Yes, I've sleuthed well.
Have any news?
Or have you shot all the villains yourself?
Stan Peace was killed by a man called Saul Ewan. You wouldn't know him, Mr. Ainsworth. He's kind of faceless, but I expect he knows you. New Line was his company.
Now he tells us...
It's not a very valuable piece of information, Mr. Ainsworth. I can't prove it. I can't tie Newham to anything except for a conspiracy to have yours truly taken away in a van. And that's only because a neighbour of mine was bright enough to take down the bleeding number. It's a messy kind of story. Wouldn't fit in with your view of the world, but I have to tell someone, I suppose.
Have you told the law what you think?
Well, I've started to, but it doesn't sound too great, you know, Paul. They've got the geezers who lifted me, and we've got a witness, so they're going to try him on Newham. He's inside for the moment anyway, so...
Not that one piece of treachery makes much odds anyway, does it, lads? I can't see that stuff in the march of property companies and the rest of them.
Well, do what you can with it anyway.
My newspaper will not be unaware. The director of New Line Properties Limited is in stir because he tried to do in one Charles Alexander.
We'll fight back. I say this, we'll...
What do you mean, we?
We'll make a certain amount of use of that, and anything else we can lay our hands on. Mr. Detective, I said it in there, I say it out here. Trade unions are an organization of... The working class will fight back.
Oh, they'll fag packets, packs of 3, use luros.
Everywhere I go, I meet cynicism.
Except in Bulgaria. Nothing in Bulgaria is cynical.
Apart from the population.
Listen, young man, you came because...
He repented.
If there's someone in New Line that's bent, then there's a class reason for it. Make no mistake. We'll make class capital out of it.
Well, you'll have made more use of the information than me, then.
Don't be cynical. Don't be abashed about your usefulness. You got a bloody job to do, even if it's only finding things out. Things that are useful. We're low, we're very
You're pissed, Harry.
In the dirty clay.
Thanks for the story, Charles. Such as it is.
Do what you can with it, Paul. It's no more use to me. I'll see you.
Yes. You'll see us, Mr. Alexander. You'll see us.
Hi.
Hi. Where have you been?
I've been around.
Saul's gone away.
Yeah.
Mum says you're horrible.
I don't expect she means it.
She does.
Give us a kiss.
I'm busy. Sometimes I saw some meat eaters, you know,
Yeah.
and some eat grass.
Yeah.
Oh, we're meat eaters.
Well, we have a choice.
Where's Saul gone?
Away. You all right?
I'm fine.
Hello.
What do you want?
To talk?
What is there to talk about?
We can find something.
You're very optimistic, aren't you? Did it give you a lot of satisfaction?
What?
Perfect, wasn't it? Almost as good as the butler doing it, really. Was it revenge?
Everything's revenge. That's what Saul told me. I suppose I take my revenge by...
Tidying things up, making them neat and tidy and presentable so as you understand them perfectly.
Killed people, Susan. He as good as killed Ella. He was a...
Is. You never killed him by explaining him. I don't know. You see, people go out of the house and they become detectives, businessmen, murderers, for God's sake, and I don't see it. I don't see a quarter of their lives. I didn't know him, but I don't believe what you said about him. I just don't know either way.
We only believe the evidence of our eyes and ears, essentially. The police don't believe what I told them. But I know what I've seen and heard. It's all I need.
You're a cold bastard, Charlie.
Am I?
Listen to the way you ask that question. Am I a cold bastard? Yes. Ooh, I must remember that. I am a cold bastard. Why are we going for this drink, anyway?
I like being with you.
Those photographs, I couldn't believe it. We were... But Charlie was working.
Always working.
Look, Ben.
Where?
Through the window, under the tree, the horsey.
It's over 5, Charlie.
Grew up so fast.
Shall we drink up and go?
Why do we believe that people who've gone to bed with us are a little bit more truthful than others?
Is that what you believe?
I'm sentimental. Aren't I?
Well, you can't do the voice you were raised with anymore, Charlie. You're way off mark.
Yeah. What'll you do?
There's still some money around. The case isn't due.
Will you wait for it?
Wait by the gates, do you mean? I don't know what I'll do, okay? If you want to know, I don't think I've got a lot of time left for any kind of men.
Can we go now, Mum?
Yes, love.
Look, Susan.
What?
Couldn't we...
A bit late for that, isn't it, Charlie? We're through. Don't think you'll start it up, ever. Don't write. Don't phone. Don't call. Don't speak to me. Just get away from me and get on with your grubby little business.
I'm so glad you feel able to rise above it. Next time you pick a man, why don't you try one who isn't actively criminal as well as psychopathic?
Stop it! Stop it!
Susan, darling, I didn't...
Leave us be.
Ben?
Leave that child alone. I forbid you to see him. Come on, Ben.
Mum. Mum.
Susan!
Hi, stranger.
Hi, Maggie.
Making progress?
I don't believe in progress, Maggie, of any kind.
Don't
Tomorrow's another day.
You can't deny that.
Tom's with me.
Yeah.
He'd love to see you.
We'll send him up.
You love kids, don't you?
I sure do.
Hello, you.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Not a lot.
Me neither. Come and sit down.
So,
Let me tell you a story.
my dad used to do that.
I bet you did.
Is it a good story?
I never know until I get to the end.
I'll tell you if it is.
Thanks.